Does that create a bit of a conflict or a paradox in you? Because in a way you're both. Like we were talking before off camera, you've been boxing your whole life, you don't know anything else but boxing.
Yeah.
But you were also on Love Island, you are a big celebrity, you have got a massive following. So you could say you're both.
Yeah, it's one of them. I'm very unique in my situation because there's no one ever before been in my situation. You know, coming from a boxing background, boxing family, you know, growing up doing it, just being that fighter, and then all of a sudden jumping on a TV show and suddenly, you know, life-changing experience overnight.
Yeah.
You know, and doing well on it. I think it shot me to a place where I don't think many people can speak from because they've not been there.
Yeah.
I regard myself as a fighter through and through. Don't get me wrong, Instagram is it's an amazing thing. I love everybody that follows me. I appreciate the support day in and day out. You know, that they are, you know, I wouldn't be where I am now without them. So all credit goes to them, but at the end of the day, it's, you know, Instagram, it's an amazing source of income that I only recently learned about after coming off Love Island, because all influence and stuff like that, I didn't know anything about that because I was just always in the gym. Wasn't really a big social media guy, and I've sort of learned it, you know, on the job. And obviously being with Molly helps because she's done the influencing like I've done boxing. She grown up taking the pictures, trying the outfits on, put it online, and I've grew up in a boxing gym, so she's helped me understand that world. But at the end of the day, it's a great thing, you know, to have the platform that I've got. You know, I can raise awareness for anything on there. That's one of the main reasons why I have it. And it's great for just giving people an insight of what I do. And of course, it's another source of income, which is amazing. So yeah, I'm getting two bites at the cherry, put it that way.
Yeah. So we were also talking off camera how Tyson doesn't do all the cryo and the cold therapy, he just trains. What did your brother and your dad think when you went into Love Island? Did you tell them first? What did they think of you doing that as a traditional family?
Yeah, so obviously Love Island in my family was not a thing at all. It was never on the TV at night time, you know, it was never spoken about.
Yeah.
And obviously it wasn't my dad's cup of tea at all. Don't think it still is, to be fair. But I think, you know, everything happens for a reason.
Did he try and talk you out of it, or did you just, yeah?
No, not really, because once I sat down and explained what it was a great platform, even though I'd never watched Love Island before doing it. I've not watched it since, not even watched my own series back. But it was one of them things like, Love Island has gave me the platform of a world champion already. You know, it's put me out there, it's helped me to step out of the shoes of being Tyson's little brother, which all I was called, you know, growing up, and that's not a bad thing. It's an amazing to be, you know, related to the best fighter who's ever been, in my opinion. So that was amazing, but it helped, you know, born me. Like, everybody knows me now for Tommy Fury and what I'm like and my own personality. And that was the main thing that I wanted to do. And I feel like everybody, because it was myself and I wasn't trying to hide anything, and what you see is what you get, I feel like a lot of people just gripped onto that because you don't really see, you know, someone in my position with, you know, a famous, successful older brother, you know, they're normally quite up their own arse, so to speak, like, oh, I'm too good for these people. But me, I'm just a normal guy from a normal upbringing, the same as everybody else. And I've just gone on there and been true to myself. And Love Island was a great thing, you know, it gave me the platform, like I said, and now I've just got to build on that.
So do you feel like you have something to prove? You know, you said now you're recognised as you, not, you know, Tyson's younger brother. Do you still feel like you've got something to prove to the world?
No, I get that question quite a lot. I don't feel like I've got anything to prove. You know, I'm not trying to fill anybody's boots, because if I was going to try and be, you know, try and follow in Tyson's footsteps, how great that would be, of course. But there's only one Tyson, and in my opinion, there'll only ever be one Tyson. Like you see, Mike Tyson, there's only ever one of him. Muhammad Ali, there's only ever one of him. And if I can do the best that I can do, I'll be happy with that, you know. Of course, I'd love to follow in his footsteps, but to follow in the footsteps of one of the greatest fighters that's ever been, that only comes around once in 100 years, it's quite tough. But all I want to do in boxing is just be the best version of Tommy Fury that I can be. You know, I want to train hard, sacrifice everything that I have done so far, and wherever I get to, I get to. But the main thing is that I know at the end of my boxing career, for sure, whenever that may be, I'll know sitting down in the rocking chair that I give it absolutely everything. And that way I can't have any regrets, because how can you regret something if you gave it everything? You can't. And if it's good enough, it's good enough. If it's not, it's not. I'm a very realistic man. Like, I can't morph into Muhammad Ali or Tyson overnight. I can only be me and work with what I have and make the best of my situation. So I'm not trying to, be Tyson. I'm not trying to fill any boots. I'm not trying to live up to anything. I'm just trying to be the best version of myself that I can be. And that's all I'm looking to do in boxing. So wherever that takes me, it takes me.
Will you be a world champion one day?
I 100% know I'll be a world champion. Yeah, 100%. And a lot of people say that. Like, a lot of people can sit here and say, I'm going to win all the belts, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But I fully believe I'll be a success in boxing because I've got the drive and determination to get me there. I believe skill is one thing, but hard work is another. And when you've, worked so hard all your life and you constantly believe in yourself, I feel like you can achieve absolutely anything. I don't feel like there's nothing you can achieve if you don't believe in yourself. And that's just a mindset I've had from being a child with absolutely nothing in my pocket, no hopes of anybody. I wasn't meant to do anything. I was meant to just be another boxer out there. There's millions of them. I was just meant to be fighting on small shows, doing whatever I can do, getting by. But with the self-belief that I've had, and obviously the good fortune along the way, the show, everything's come together and helped me get to where I am now. It's just all about believing in yourself. And I'm going to keep on doing that. And I know where I'm going to get to in the sport.
Does anything ever rock that belief? Do you ever have any doubts? Anything that can happen to you that makes you wobble? We're all human, aren't we?
We're all human, but honestly, there's nothing that shook my belief. From the upbringing and the work that I've had to do already to get to where I am, it's unheard of. I guarantee, there's 1% of people that go through what I've been through already to get to the position that would go through with it. But all you've got to think in dark times is think of that vision that you have. And that's what I always do. Whenever it's getting tough or training's getting tough and I don't have a good day at sparring, I think, no problem. Good days and bad days. The dream is still what the dream is. I've still got a burning desire to do it. So it doesn't really change anything for me. Like, nobody can, once I've got something in my head, nobody can take it out of my head. Like, I'm doing it, I'm going to get it done. And everything that I've said so far in my life, I've done. There's not one thing I haven't accomplished that I set out I was going to do. So it's just all about keeping that belief and keeping that desire, and that's what I base myself on. Hard work, discipline, and a dream, because I'm still living off the dream that I've had since I've been 6 and 7. And that dream will always stay alive until I accomplish it. And I always said, I'm not looking to unify all the belts or anything like that. I just want to win one world title belt, because that's what I said I'd do when I was 6. Whatever that may be, I'm not bothered. But as long as I achieve my dream, I'll be happy.
Do you need to be an entrepreneur now in the world of boxing, promoting fights, having a following, doing, maybe a lot of the business yourself? And do you see yourself as an entrepreneur?
It's tough because I'm not trying to, be the jack of all trades. Like, there's a famous saying, you can be a jack of all trades but a master at one. I'm trying to stick to my dream of being a world champion, and that isn't achievable if I'm trying to be a promoter, if I'm trying to juggle 1,000 businesses. My mind's taken off that. Whereas at the minute, I do brand deals on Instagram, I do Instagram work and stuff like that, but I don't do anything that ever put me in a situation where my mind's drifted away from boxing, because boxing has got me to where I am now. Nothing else. I'm not, I am and I'm not, but I'm not an influencer. I'm a fighter, and that's all I know. I don't know anything about anything else. All I want to do is box and fight, because that's my passion. If I didn't have boxing, getting up in the morning and taking a picture in the mirror in a tracksuit for a brand and posting it, that just leaves me empty inside. That doesn't give me a purpose. I don't get excited for it. It is what it is. What makes me get up in the morning and makes me tick is going down to the boxing gym, learning my craft, getting better each day, improving 1% day by day, and getting one step closer to that goal.
Yeah.
That's me through and through.
Hey, quick, before you go, if you want to watch the full, raw, uncut version of this episode in detail, no holds barred, you can watch it here. But before you go, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on.